Hey up switchheads, Kanan here, welcome back, hope you're all well, and this is my review of Explosionade DX, a kind of 2D platformer twin stick shooter type game that can also be played in multiplayer, but I didn't have anyone to play with, so this is going to be my single player review. And before we get into the thick of things, may I just mention our community Discord, link is down below, and we do lots of different streamings each and every week, and it's just fun and it's great just to hang out with you people. And so with that, let's see if Explosionade DX can shoot its way onto the Wall of Fame, or whether it's shooting blanks and will end up on the Wall of Shame, or maybe somewhere in the middle. And if y'alls like what you see, you know what to do. Gameplay. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the button configurations because all of these things can actually be reconfigured in the options menu. But suffice to say, you have a jump, a shield, and obviously the twin stick shootery aspect, which is movement with the one and shooting with the other. You also get this like bomb that you can, well, explode enemies or aliens with, or break down walls and blast the exit so you can go to the next level. The other neat feature about this game is the fact that when you've got your shield on, you can actually bounce like a pinball machine around the actual areas and also use it to take down enemies as well. And this all works pretty darn well. The game sees you going from level to level defeating these enemies, and there's quite a wide variety of different enemies within the actual game, and a kind of like boss now and again that's thrown in there after a certain amount of stages. There is also a scoreboard to this game and a local and online leaderboard, which is awesome for this sort of game. I have to admit it's quite a surprise that it's in here because I didn't think it would be, but kudos for adding it anyway because it's much appreciated. The story is quite funny and you are basically going underground because you're incompetent and kind of like a bit of an idiot by the sounds of it. And while everyone else has gone to war, you're actually left behind to look after the base, and you accidentally stumble upon this mech and take it upon yourself to trundle down into the sewers and inadvertently start fighting aliens. The story does expand itself as you're actually playing with to and fro's through some radio communication, but this is kind of throwawayable. I kind of took note of some of it and some of it I didn't, mainly because I wanted to get on with the gameplay. And the gameplay is quite okay, really. There's nothing wrong with it. I've enjoyed my time playing it. There is kind of like these gold bits that you have to collect and objects that you can collect so that you can either power your suit up or just things like destroying all the monsters before you go to the next level. Of course, all to boost up that all-important score. Or at least that's what I took from it. I was a bit confused at times and it didn't really bother me too much because I was having a bit of a laugh just blasting things. The game seems to have a good way of throwing you into these like levels and then you finding a way to blast everything and collect everything and do everything within it is just fun. Graphically, they're nice. It's very old schooly, and that's okay. It's nothing wrong with it. It looks very nice. It looks crisp, and when the actual aliens explode, it's actually quite cool because they kind of like just burst in a load of plasma, I guess you might call it. You can up your speed in the actual game, and depending on what level you actually play it on, the AI is actually quite good for this sort of game because it kind of moves out of the way and everything and sort of like reacts to things and backs off. The only reason I'm mentioning that in graphics is because I had no slowdown or juddering, and it kind of like actually looked neat and cool when they actually did all these things. Again, the sound is pretty cool. It does what you want it to do, and there's some nice explosions. As I said before, the aliens go pop. The mech sounds pretty cool, very machinery. And the weapons also sound pretty cool. The good. It's a fun little non-expensive shooter. It's funny at times. Online leaderboards. The bad. The controls definitely took a little bit of getting used to. And I think this would also be the case even if I remapped them. I think because of the arena style, I think it might actually wear thin after a while. The score. Well, this is an easy 3 out of 5. It is definitely worth buying at that price if you're into this sort of game, and maybe a purchase if you're not into this sort of genre, because it does actually have a nice price and you do actually get quite a bit for it. And I had real difficulty finding a alternative to this game because I don't know too many games like this, in this whole format. So I'm going to suggest twin stick shootery slice 'em up Arcane, which is kind of like a top-down kind of shooter stroke slicer and definitely worth getting. It's got that twin stick shootery type feel to it, and it's definitely worth picking up, and it's not that expensive either when you're done with this game. And so feel free to leave your comments right down there in the comment section because that's where they belong, obviously. And come and join us. Link below also to our community Discord where we do loads and loads of different streaming nights during the week. And it's just all fun. We just hang out together and just talk about gaming and other things. And if you like any of the content, you know what to do because life is better when we switch together.